So we're back for another Rants interview, and this time we're checking out the brand new game from the op, which is Hutan, Life in the Rainforest. It's another Sidekicks game, and it looks to be a very, very beautiful game by Vincent Dutrait, with his specific art style being used in the game, being designed specifically by DanielSkjoldPedersen and Asger Granerud. I think I pronounced that horribly. But I did the best I could. The game has solo modes as well as expert modes, which is very interesting. So that way, if you've played the game a couple times and you want to take it to the next level, that's a really good option for you. Oh, I love the look at the box. Inside the box is beautiful. That's gorgeous. That's just... You got a little guide of other games that they've released specifically from the company. Then we got the manual. Paper bag for it looks like tokens. Score tracker. Little paper bag for the cards for the game. I bet this is recycled paper, which would be very good considering the fact that this is a game about the rainforest. So, that's cool. Slippery cards. Clearly got at least two different types of decks here. And then it looks like we're going to be building a game board. Okay. Shows here on the back that you take, we have B and B. We get A1 and A2. And then in here, we have even more. Okay, so that fits inside the box, which is nice. Then you take F pieces. You place them at an angle there. You take a D. Oh. I put the wrong C's. And And now you've got your token holder. So we've got some trees and flowers to punch out. Let's get to it. Inside this bag is the tokens specifically for the animals. And a silicate packet, so make sure to take care of that. And you want to store these animals over here next to the flowers. Each player is given a 4-board token system, and then the first player will get to choose what colors to align to the center in this little point here. And all the players have to match their board to that style. Each board has a little river, a little pond on it, except for this one, that basically is a space you cannot place a flower on. There are zones. This 2-space zone, this 2-space zone, this 3-space zone, this 2, this 4, this 4-space zone, that you have to basically place flowers upon to collect and work that area, which we'll go into in a little bit. The deck has a lot of cards that you will shuffle up, and then you're going to set out 9 decks that represent the turn rounds. There are 9 rounds in the game. So to know how many cards you're going to put in each deck is about how many players you're going to be playing. So if you're playing a 3-player game, you're going to make sure that each deck has 5 cards in it. And you're going to set those out. And there's a specific reason why it's easy to know. It's because each player on their turn, each round, will pick 2 flower cards. So it's really important to understand that concept. And you want to have just enough where you have one for every player. So the first player will also get the pangolin token. Now the pangolin token is a really cool wild card, but the first player will never get to use it, this round at least. The reason being is that it also sits in their hand, and then at the beginning of a round, all the flower cards are placed down. The first player will take their flower card, and then takes the pangolin token and places it into the market. So they'll never get to use it because the second player is clearly going to take the wild card likely, where they might want more of the multiple cards. Then you're going to take flower cards equal to what's on there, and you must place them on your board in adjacent spaces. It doesn't have to be in the same zone, but they have to be adjacent and not diagonal. So for instance, I have placed this yellow flower here in this 4 space, this white flower here in this 4 space, and this blue flower here in this 2 space. Then you can discard the card. Then if you have completed any of the effects, which we'll go over later, you would then round those things out, like say for instance growing trees, bringing animals in, or fertilizing, but we'll go over that as it occurs. The next player would take their turn, the next player would take their turn, and then it gets back to me, and then I would take this card again as well. Now, all cards you place have to be adjacent to the new flowers you're placing. So you can't place them in spaces that are adjacent to the flowers but not connected to each other. For instance, let's take this red, this one, and this one. So I could place this with this blue here, right? And then I could put this white here, and I could put this red here, because it's connecting the new flowers and they're also adjacent to flowers you've placed. Now this zone here is 2 flowers, so I have completed this zone. This will give me points at the end of the game equal to the space, which is 2. So I'll gain 2 points from this completed zone. But I'm not done with that play yet, because we'll see there's more possibilities that can happen. So they'll take their turns, and then the next player will get to be the first player. Token swaps. And they'll pick theirs. Which we'll say it's just this one. They'll put this one back in. It'll go around. The next player will pick that. And then the next player would be me. And I'm going to pick this one here. So I get to take this flower, and a red flower, and I can place them down my board. When you place a second flower down, which you can place flowers the same color down. Again, if there's 2 flowers there, you automatically get to upgrade them to a tree. Now, trees are worth 2 points in the end of the game for each tree you have, and they help kind of complete segments of your garden as you're growing them up in the rainforest. Then they'll take that one. They'll take that one. And I will take this one. Now, this is going to be a choice that I'll be making in the game. I will basically plant this flower down here, getting a new tree. And now they have to connect. But I want to put this blue flower with the blues. So I'm going to ruin an unmatching flower set here, which means I'm going to get a negative 2 points for this area just because it's unmatching. But I'm going to take that for the fact that it's better for me to do that than to have it uncompleted. And I'm going to put this blue flower here, so it forms that little hook, that curve. But now, instead of putting a tree, because they're matching, I can take a blue animal and place that there at the end of my zone. So because it's fully closed off, that whole range, that allows me to put that extra animal there. And then now the area actually has a 3 in the little paw print. That animal is worth 3 points for that area. So currently as it stands, for the points that I've collected, It's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. 11 points is how much I've earned for my board currently. Of course, it's not closed off yet. It's not fully done. Once you've placed an animal, you can now fertilize an area. What fertilizing an area means is you can plant flowers in adjacent areas to the animal. So, for instance, I could choose to place another white there. You can choose the color of the ones you want to plant. I can put another red there, get a tree. And on this one here, I can choose to start up another blue. And so I'm building up my area, and then once 9 rounds have happened, the game will end, and you will add up all your points. Now, they give you a really nice guide here for it. So you have the person's name, you have the tree. So if we were to end the game here, although it's very early, it'd be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So that's 10 points for trees, 3 points for animals, and then for my completed zones, it's just 2. My negative zones are going to be very high, of course, because of that factor, but that's just something that you just deal with as a result of that play. But that's just the basic, simple play. I'm not going to go into the more advanced play of the game because that's for you to find out once you've mastered this part or solo play. But it is just a really fun and actually relatively easy to understand game with regards to just placing things down, growing them, evolving them, and getting more powerful and filling the board with points. Very easy to understand, very simplistic, and a lot of fun. Well, hopefully you guys found this interesting. Hopefully you guys pick this game up too. We will see you guys next time. Bye.